Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. All right, sir. All right, sir. Now check it what we completed there in the last session. What we understand in the last class. Multi-threading. In multi-threading, thread safe resources here we are understanding there. In thread safe resources, what topic here we completed in the last session. All right, sir. When we execute more than one thread on the same program or on the same data item, then the threads are called concurrent threads. And the process is called as what there? Threads concurrency. In the threads concurrency, if more than one thread is acting on the same data item, and if the data is consistent, then the resource which is performing the operation is a thread safe resource. In the threads concurrency, if more than one thread is acting on the same data item, and if the data is inconsistent, then the resource which is performing the operations is not a thread safe resource. Okay. Next one is, in Java applications, to make a resource as a thread safe resource, we have to use the following conventions. What conventions can we have to use there? Use local variables over the class level variables. Next one is what there? Use immutable objects over the like what there? Mutable objects. Use synchronization. Use local variables over the class level variables. Already given the required points and required explanation for it. In general, in Java applications, instance variables data will be stored inside the heap memory in the form of objects, where heap memory objects are shareable to all the threads which you are executing in the present Java application. In this context, one thread modified data will be accessed by other thread, so it will provide data consistency. It will make the resources as what their non-thread safe resource. Why? Because what is the reason here? No, one thread is modifying data, but other thread is able to read the data. So where consistency is missing, it's not like in what their data consistency. All right, so to overcome this problem, we have to use local variables. If we use local variables, what is going to be happen? In Java applications, local variables data will be stored in the thread respective stack inside the method respective frame inside the stack memory. In the case of local variables, a separate copy of the local variables data will be stored for each and every thread inside the thread respective stack. If any thread modifies the data in its stack, then that modification is available up to the present thread respective stack only. It will not be available to the other threads respective stacks. This approach will provide data consistency. It will make the resources as what their thread safe resource. Right, so this is the total meaning of like what their thread safety about these local variables. There I have taken one variable as class level variable, another variable as a local variable. Same operation we performed over local variable and class level variable, and we are trying to display that variables data. Actually, we are expecting J variable. That means as per the data consistency, we are expecting thread 1 I value, thread 1 J value, thread 1 I value, thread 2 I value, both are 20 and 20. But when it comes to the execution part, thread 1 I value is what? 20, thread 2 I value is what there 30 we are going to get. That means 10 and 30, that means 20 and 30 values we are able to get. But our required values are like what there 20 and 20 only. Here we are expecting in both the threads we are expecting the values are what there 20 and 20. But here we are able to get what values here now 20 and 30 or maybe 30 and 20 or maybe 30 and 30, some uneven kind of outputs here we are able to get where data is not consistent. But when we come for if we come for these local variables now, that j variable is a local variable. When we come for these local variables now, thread 1 and thread 2 both are performing the same type of operation. So only one time only increment is going to be happen per thread in this in the case of local variable. So thread 1 colon j is equal to 20, thread 2 colon j is equal to what there 20. In both the cases we are able to get what value here now 20 and 20 are the values here we are getting. Right, sir. That's okay, fine. This is clearly the content here what we understood now. Right, sir. Leave this point. The required flow of execution also we are given. If you follow this flow of execution clearly, there we are able to understand how that memory is going to be provided. Memory is going to be allocated for our content. Okay, leave this total content here. Next one is after that. All right, sir. Now tell me after that. What is the next point here? How we are going to make the resources a thread safe resource? What convention? What is the second convention to follow in order to make a resource a thread safe resource? No, use what there use immutable objects. Use immutable objects over the local where sorry immutable objects over the mutable objects. Use immutable objects over the mutable objects. Right, sir. Now, first of all, tell me what is immutable object? Immutable object is a Java object. It will not allow modifications on its content directly, but still data is allowed for modifications. Data is allowed for what their modifications, but the modified data will not be stored back in the original object. Modified new data, new resultant data will be stored by creating another new object. Every modification on the immutable object data, a new object is going to be created. In that new object only, our new data is going to be provided. That's the point here. But what is this mutable object actually? Mutable object is an object. It allows the data modifications directly in its content. In mutable object, directly modifications are going to be performed. Got it or not? Fine. Now here the point is what? In both the cases, multiple threads are coming. In immutable object and immutable object, automatically both the cases multiple threads are coming. First, let us understand immutable object. In the immutable object, two threads are performing the data. That threads may be 2 threads or 10 threads or 100 threads, that doesn't matter. If the operation is performed, directly new object is going to be created. It may be performed by one thread or it may be performed by other thread, that doesn't matter. If any thread is performing some operation over the data, if new data is created, definitely new object is going to be created. Now tell me, if it is the case now, is there any chance of accessing that object by two threads? Any chances of accessing? Is there any chance of acting two threads on a single object? Now tell me. Thread 1 is performing operation over str1. str1 is available. Thread 1 is performing operation on str1. Then what happened there? Modified. str2 object is created or not? Thread 2 is also acting on what there? str1 performing operation. Again modification is going to be performed on another thread or not? That means modification is available in another new object or not? Once again coming back now, observe carefully. Two threads, thread 1 and thread 2. str1 is a data, str1 is an object. str1 is performing modification on the thread 1 is performing modification on str1 object. What happened there? Modification is performed, new object is created or not? But in str1 object, data is changed or not changed? In the first object, data is changed or not changed? Not changed. Still the data is original or not? Now str2, that means thread 2 is coming to the same str1, where again it is performing modification. Again new object is created or not? In the new object, modification is available, but in the str1 referred object, data is still remains same or not? If it is the case now, is there any chance of getting data inconsistency? Is there any chance of getting data inconsistency? No chances of getting data inconsistency. There is no chance of getting data inconsistency. Sir, got it or not? Okay, keep aside that we understood now. Only one point. The nature of the immutable object is what? Even if we perform modification on the data, but the original object data is remains the same, it is not getting any updated content. That updated content is going to be stored in what their new object. So original object data is remains the same. This particular nature of the string immutable objects are making that resource is what their thread safe resource. There is no chance of getting what their data inconsistency. Everybody understand my point clearly? Okay, leave this one. Next one is what? After this, for example, mutable object if we take no. What is that object here? Mutable object if we take. What is the meaning of this mutable object? No. In the case of mutable object, if we take the mutable object, direct modification is available in the same object or not? For example, multiple threads is submitted to the mutable object. Thread 1 is modifying the data. Over the same data, thread 2 is trying to perform modification or not? Understand my point? No. Object is single. No second object is created. Directly inside this object, thread 1 is performing modification. In the same object, thread 2 is also performing modifications or not? Observe carefully. There automatically data inconsistency is possible or not? So because of that reason, mutable objects are not providing that resources a mere thread safe resource. Mutable objects are making the resources what their non-thread safe resource. It is not like what their a thread safe resource. Why? Because what is the nature of it? No, on a single mutable object, every thread is performing modification on the same data. One thread modified data is taken by other thread is trying to perform the modification over the modified data only, where data inconsistency is possible. Because of this reason, immutable objects are suggestible over the mutable objects in the case of like what their thread safety. Is that all of you are getting it or not? Right, so now this is the point here what I am telling to you. But first of all, let me prepare a program. Through that program here, I want to show exactly that point here. Right, so now understand this clearly. I want to take what their new program. Here, why it is coming? Okay, fine. Now, okay, in this program here, I want to modify the content. Now, let me delete the point here. Now, inside this, what I'm doing there, yeah, I want to prepare the total program again. Don't worry. Right, sir. Now, see this class A, class A. Now, inside this class A, I want to take a string str is equal to Durga. String str is equal to Durga. Then I want to take a method public void concat of public void concat of, understand it clearly, public void concat of, inside this what I want to provide there, str is equal to str plus software, str is equal to str plus solutions, system.out.println of system.out.println of str. First of all, let me give the clarity on the basis of like what there, this string. Remember it, the string object also I have taken at which level? Class level. Class level, you know already, class level variables are not providing what? Thread safety, thread safe resources, but still I have taken what their string. Is that string behavior overrides class level variable nature or not, that we are going to check now. Okay, then after this, now tell me if it is a case no, to this concat method, to this concat method, how many threads I have to submit? How many threads here we have to submit to this concat method? Three threads, two threads here I want to submit. Both the threads are going to execute what method here? Concat method. Now let me check it. Now inside this, I will take what? Class thread one, extends thread. Now inside this, a small a, thread one of a, small a. This dot a is equal to a. Run method. Inside this run method, what we have to do there? A dot concat method. I think you already aware about this setup. Why I have taken a class reference variable? Why I am passing that a class reference variable as parameter to this thread one constructor? And why I am asking this a dot concat method? Answer is when we start thread one, automatically flow of execution will be created. That flow of execution will come to what method here? Run method. Inside the run method, flow of execution identifies what method? A dot concat method. When this flow of execution is executing that a dot concat method, automatically flow of execution, the thread will come to what method? Concat method. Then it will execute this code. It is able to display the value directly. Got or not? What is that output I am expecting actually? Myself, I am expecting that output is Durga Software Solutions. What's the output I'm expecting there? Durga Software Solutions. Why? Because it is a string. If it is a string, we are expecting what value? Durga Software Solutions. Now there I want to display the thread names also, of course. Thread dot current thread dot get name method plus value. Here we are going to provide. Now here I want to take like what there? String data. The data is like what there? String data. That one also here I want to provide. This is thread one. Similarly, I need to prepare what there? Thread two. Thread two. Class thread two extends thread. Then inside this a small a semicolon. Thread two of a small a. This dot a is equal to a. Now here run method. Inside this run method, a dot concat method here we are calling. Again here, why I'm calling a dot concat? Now the second thread also be I want to be submitted to what their concat method. Right, it's okay. Then after this, two threads I created. No, when two threads are created, whenever two threads are created, inside these two threads, what we have to do there? First of all, we need to create a small a is equal to new a object here we created. Next one is what there? Thread one. Thread one is equal to new thread one of a. Thread two. Thread two is equal to new thread two of a. Right, sir? Overall, threads we created. Thread one, thread two. That's okay, fine. Next one is what there? Thread one dot set name. Now the name of this thread one is what there? Thread hyphen one only. Next one is thread two dot set name. Like here, what we are able to get now? Thread hyphen two. Sir, already thread names are thread one and thread two. Why we are saying once again that thread hyphen one, thread hyphen two names? No, no. Actually, what will happen for the first thread? The name will be thread hyphen zero. For the second thread, the name is what there? Thread hyphen one. But I don't want to remove that confusion. Zero onwards. Zero one. No. I want to make it is one or two. Thread one, thread two. It's clear, right? Next one is after providing these names, no. Thread one dot start method and thread two dot start method. Both the threads here we provided. Thread one dot start method, thread two dot what there? Start method. Right. So this is a clear cut analysis here we can identify. Now the point is I want to run this program. Let me check it. What is going to be happen? Tell me, consistent or inconsistent? Data is consistent or inconsistent? Consistent. Of course, the spaces are not provided. That's it. Now here in the concatenation process, if I put some space here and here also we put some space here, nothing, easily we are able to get the output. Even though I declared string variable is a class level variable, but still string class objects are having immutability nature. That immutability nature is providing thread safe resource option. Immutability nature is providing data consistent while performing these operations. Yes, sir, got it or not? Actually, first convention is what? Use local variables over the class level variables. Okay, we have seen some examples. In the case of string, still I have used the string as what their class level variable, but still it is providing data consistency or not. That is the power of the string and its immutable object nature. That's the power of the string and immutable object nature. Yes, sir, got it or not? All right, sir. At the same time, I want to take an example, another example for what there string buffer. Here I want to take. In the same example, try to observe carefully. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. Now, after completion of this, now here what I am going to do there, SB is equal to SB plus SB dot append of software. SB is equal to SB dot append of solutions. As the same operation or not? But plus operator is not worked out in the case of string buffer. There we have to use what their append method. Of course, in the case of string also, in place of this plus, we can use concat method. Both are same. Okay, right, sir. Then after this, what I'm going to provide there after completion of this, system.out.println of system.out.println of thread dot current thread dot get name plus now here we need to provide what there string buffer plus what we have to get there SB. That's the same two threads I'm providing what there concat method. Then automatically we are able to perform both the operations, the same type of operation over the string and as well as what there string buffer. Now let us check this what output here we are going to get in the case of the string buffer. Let me execute the program. Please check this one what we are getting. So where data consistency we are getting, where in a string or string buffer. Please observe the string buffer object data. What we are expecting that output, Durga software solutions. We are expecting as per the data consistency. But what string buffer is providing, Durga software solutions. Again, what it is performing there, software solutions. If I execute one more time, it may be varied. If I execute one more time, it may be varied. Now understand it. What we are getting there, string buffer, Durga software solutions, solutions. Durga software solution, something else. But what data is a consistent? No. String data is what? Consistent or not? But what data is not consistent? No. String buffer data is not consistent. So now tell me, to make a resource as a thread safe resource, to make a resource as thread safe resource, what we have to use? What we have to use? String or string buffer? String or string buffer? String only. There we have to use what there? String only. Right, sir. One more point I'm telling that this is purely my analysis part. I've done some R&D work over this topic. Then only I'm giving these points now. Put more concentration. Try to get these specific concepts. When interviewer is asking, tell me how can we make a resource as a thread safe resource? Give these points, all 3 points, where 2 points clarity are given. Try to explain that each and every point clearly with the programming, with the diagrammatically. Try to give that explanation. Their automatic impression will be created. Understand it? This is a max depth of the multi-threading. What are the points I'm telling there? Got it or not? All right, sir. Now let's move on to the point here. Now this is my program. It's shown clearly. Multiple times I executed this program. It's shown clearly. Thread safety or data consistency is provided by string class objects, but data consistency is not provided by what their string buffer class objects. This is a point here I'm telling to you. Okay, fine. Example case here I've taken. Now we can identify this. Their output also here I want to provide, try to recognize these outputs now. 1 minute, if I execute this, okay, no issues. Now here we are getting these outputs as it is. We require this content here. Now tell me, what exactly the document here I need to prepare. Now try to observe carefully. Now, first of all, we need to understand what is immutable, what is mutable object. First, we'll understand mutable object. After that, we'll go for what their immutable object. All right, sir. In Java, or else maybe mutable objects. Mutable objects are the Java objects. They are able to allow modifications. They are able to allow modifications directly on their content. Good. Next one is what? If we send more than one thread, or else if we access, if more than one thread, better, if we send more than one thread to the same string buffer object, that means to the same mutable object, then there is a chance of modifying, that means there is a chance of getting data inconsistency. There's a chance of getting data inconsistency. Why? Because one thread modified data will be used by the other thread. Why, sir? Why? Because what is the reason for it? No. Why? Because every modification every modification will be performed in the same object, by the multiple threads. All right, so please read out that the exact point is coming or not. Mutable objects are the Java objects. They are able to allow modifications on their content directly. If we send more than one thread to the same mutable object, then there is a chance of getting data inconsistency. Why? Because one thread modified data will be used by the other thread. Because why? Because every modification will be performed in the same object by the multiple threads. Every modification is performed by multiple threads on the same object. So one thread modified data would be used by other thread. There is a chance of getting what there data inconsistency. Clear or not? All of you are getting my point? Clear or not? Okay, fine. But what is the case in the case of this mutable object? No, mutable objects are the Java objects. Mutable objects are the Java objects, comma. They are unable to allow. Is it immutable? Right. 1 minute. Immutable objects are the Java object. They are unable to allow modifications on their content. Directly. They are unable to allow modifications on their content directly. Right. If we perform modifications on the immutable objects data, then the data is allowed for the modifications, but the resultant modified data will not be stored back in the original object. Where the resultant modified data, where the resultant modified data will be stored by creating another new object of the same class. Another new object of the same class. That's it. Now here, what is the point here I'm telling here? In this case, this is immutable object point here I specified there. But the point is what? If we send multiple threads to the same, if we send multiple threads to the same immutable object, then for every operation, for every thread operation, on the immutable object data, a new object will be created. A new object will be created with the new data. Old object data is remains the same. Okay. So in this case, there is no chance of getting, that means what I'm telling you, there is no chance of getting data inconsistency. Why? Because one thread modified data will not be used by the other thread, other threads will not be used by the other threads. That's it. So this is the reason why we can conclude that immutable objects are providing data consistency, mutable objects are providing what? Their data inconsistency. That's a programmatically here we have proven, and content wise also we have given that information to you. After that, the next one is like what? There I need to show a diagram, the same as is this program here I want to provide in the form of a diagram. Try to understand this clearly. The diagrammatic representation also here we have to understand. Right, sir. Understand the program here, what I'm giving now? I think you have not stopped the project, right? Now it is coming continuously. Huh? Okay, fine. 35,000. Right, sir. Now say this one. Let me write this program. Already, program is available. Now let me copy this content here. So first of all, I want to take this total class here. After that, I will manipulate it. Right, sir. Now here, I want to take both of them. Just I want to remove like what there, this data. String data here I want to provide as it is. Now here also I want to remove thread name. String buffer data. Just 1 minute. Right, so now we have to put more concentration about this. Then only we can understand why. Because we are going to deal with mutable objects and immutable objects case. No, this is one class. Next one is another class. Here I am going to take thread class thread one, extends the thread, and some other content is available here. Public void run method, Inside this a dot concat method. It's okay. Now this is completed. This is thread one. Thread one, inside this we are calling what there? A dot concat method. It's okay, fine. This is okay. Next one is at the same time here I want to write it. Now class thread 2 extends the thread. Some content here we have written. Public void run method. Now inside this a dot concat method. A dot concat method here we have written. It's completed. Now main class, main method here we are calling main class, and what there? Main method. Class main, or maybe test class. Public static void main, string array args. Now here we are going to create like what the a small a is equal to new a object here we created. Then after that thread 1 t1 is equal to new thread 1 of a, thread 2 t2 is equal to new thread of a, t1 dot start method, t2 dot start method. Completed. Now this is like what I'm telling to you, the main program. Okay, now here we can take this program. It's okay, fine. Now observe carefully. Now I want to take let me take this program here. Here. Now I want to take command prompt now. Now inside this command prompt, Java 10, Java C space test.java, compiled successfully. After that, d:/Java 10 Java space test. Understand it now. Now we are going to compile the program. Compilation is success. How many dot class files are generated here? 4 dot class files are generated. Thread 1 dot class, thread 2 dot class, a dot class, and a test dot class. Then after that, when we execute Java space test, automatically JVM will be activated. That's enough. This is like what there JVM. JVM will be activated. Now what JVM is able to do? JVM will load test class bytecode to the memory. JVM will search for main method. It is available. Then immediately JVM will create a thread to execute our program. Now tell me, what is this JVM created thread actually? JVM created thread is called main thread. JVM created thread is what there? Main thread. Now main thread is executing this program. All right. Now JVM is creating object for A. JVM is creating what there? Object for A. Understand it? A class object is created. This is A class object. This object is referred by A variable. Next one is after that. Now JVM is executing thread 1, thread 2. now it is calling like what there t1 dot start method. When it calls t1 dot start method, automatically a thread, new thread will be created. That new thread will come to what method? Run method. New thread will come to what method here? Run method. When JVM is coming to the next start method, t2 dot start method, automatically internally another new thread will be created. That thread will come to what class run method here? Thread2 class run method. Okay. All right, sir. Then main thread will come to like what their ending point. Almost all you can understand it is in dead state. Main thread is gone, but still, how many threads are inactive? Two threads are inactive. What are the two threads which are inactive? No, thread 1 and thread 2. But main thread is already gone. Main thread is completed. See, then don't think about it. Along with the main thread, both user threads are going to be terminated. No, daemon threads only will be terminated along with the main thread. Got done. But thread 1 and thread 2 are not daemon threads. Thread 1 and thread 2 are what they are? Two different threads. Got my point or not? All right, sir. Now here, what I am going to do now? Right. When both the threads are started there, both the threads are trying to execute their part. Meanwhile, main thread is coming back and main thread is continuing its remaining part. Main thread is completed, but still two threads are remaining. Now let's talk about that both the threads. Now here, this thread 1. Now I want to give names also for it. Now this is like what there T1 thread. Thread 1 thread. Next one is what there. Now this is like what there T2 thread, for example. Now thread 1 coming inside the run method, it encounter what method here? No, a dot concat method. Similarly, thread 2 is coming inside the run method and access what method here? No, a dot concat. Both are performed at a time. Both are calling a dot concat method or not? When both are calling concat method, now observe carefully. Thread 1 is coming to the concat method of the thread 1 is coming to the concat method of the class A. But I forgot to give one more point here. Understand it, no? Listen carefully. When main thread created, please understand it, no? I think I have not given that point. When main thread created a class object, no, instance variables are recognized and initialized or not? Means the two objects are created or not? What two objects are created here? By the time, no, we can understand this is like what there. First of all, which object it is? No, string object. Now where str is a reference variable, str is a reference variable. Now inside this, what data is available here? No, Durga. Understand it clearly? Next one is, meanwhile, what object is created here? The second object, no, string buffer object is also be created or not? Now understand it. Now this is like what there, string buffer object, no. String buffer object, it's a reference variable. A reference variable is what there? SB. Already these two things are performed when this A class object is created. Yes, sir, got it or not? Okay, fine. Leave this one. Now coming to the present situation. Now T1 thread is coming to the concat method of the class A. Now T2 thread is also be coming to like what method? No, concat method of the class A. Now check it. Both the threads are coming to the concat method or not? Now tell me here. In this case, how many threads are executing this concat method? How many threads are executing concat method? Two threads are executing concat method. I think all of you might be understood clearly up to this point now. Please check. I'm giving 1 minute of time to you. Now try to check it. All of you are getting clarity on this point here up to now. First of all, what happened here? We compiled the program. How many dot class files are generated here? No, 4 dot class files are generated. When I execute the program, Java space test, First JVM will load test class bytes code to the memory. After loading test class bytes code to the memory, JVM will search for main method. When main method is available, JVM will create a thread to execute that main method. What exactly the name of the thread which is created by JVM to execute main method? Main thread. Main thread is created. Now main thread is executing what line here? No. Main thread is executing main method. Inside the main method, main thread is executing what line here? A small a is equal to new a object. When a class object is created, but all the instance variables must be recognized and initialized or not. What are the instance variables here? No, string str is equal to Durga, string buffer sb is equal to new string buffer of Durga. That means one is a string object, another one is what there? String buffer object. Both must be created or not? Right, sir. Both must be created. Of course, in a string buffer, what data is available here inside this string buffer also? No, inside the string buffer also, we have to understand the data is like what there? Durga. Here also the data is like what there? Durga. Data is available or not? Okay, fine. Durga data is available. All of you understand it clearly what I am telling now. Okay, then after that, after completion of this, both the objects are created. Next one is when main thread is coming to the thread 1, thread 2, both the thread objects are created. After that, when main thread is calling what there? T1 dot start method, immediately new thread will be created. That new thread will come to the thread 1 class run method. Okay, then immediately when main thread coming to the t2 dot start method, another new thread will be created. That new thread will come to what there? Thread 2 class run method. Now here what happened there? T1 thread is executing thread 1 class run method, T2 thread is executing thread 2 class run method at a time. Both are executing at what time? You know, at a time. It's a continuous flow. Both are going on parallelly. All right, then what happened there? Now T1 thread is executing thread class run method. Inside this run method, a.concat method call is identified. Here also be in a T2 thread class run method, a.concat method is identified. Then immediately because of this method call, both the threads are coming to class A concat method. Both the threads are coming to what there? Class A run method. How can you say that both the threads are coming to the class A concat method? No? How can you say that? Now, if you observe this main class and main method, how many A class objects are created? Only one. The same A class object reference we pass to both the threads or not? The same A class reference value we provided to both the threads or not? It means that both the threads are coming to which A class object? No, single A class object. Means that both the threads are coming to single copy of concat method or not? This is concurrency. This is called as what there? Concurrency. Concurrent threads in the sense two threads are coming to the single item, single data item. This is called as what there? Data concurrency. Right or not? Okay. When both the threads are coming to this concat method, when both the threads are available at concat method, now both the threads have to execute line by line clearly. Now I'm going to give the total flow. Now try to understand it clearly. From this point onwards, you have to put more concentration here now. Your concentration is very important. Now here what happened there? For example, thread 1 is taking the leading part, the initial one. Now what thread 1 is completing? Thread 1 is performing this instruction. What is that instruction, sir? Now tell me. Str is equal to str plus software. Str is equal to str plus software. Don't ask to me, sir, in method area which operation is going on, in heap memory which operation. That's okay, leave it. Now here the concept is not that one. Here the concept is what there? Operation is performed or not. When operation is performed, a new string object is created or not. That's it. Of course, when I talk about internally where that operations are going to be performed, I can go for a big chart. But it is not required. It is unnecessary up to that level. All right, sir. Now here, thread 1 is performing operations on like what there? str is equal to str plus software. Str is equal to str plus software. Am I right or not? All right, sir. Then immediately what we are going to understand here, if it is a case, no. Now thread 1 is performing modification over the data. Then immediately what happened there? 1 minute. Right, sir. Then immediately what happened there? No, thread 1 related to this object is created or not? Object is created for this. Then what happened here? What object is created here? What data is coming there? We can understand it. Here the data is what there? Durga, then what next one again? No, software. What data here we are getting there? Durga software. Then immediately what happened? Modification is performed. That modified data will be assigned to str variable or not? Answer my point here. Is available to str variable or not? Now here, what is going to be happen now? Now this str is going to be removed. Just think of it. I want to make it is removed here, not removed here, not like that. Now here what I am telling there, str is available here now. How I am going to represent it? 1 minute. Yeah. Now it is going to be removed here. What option here we are getting there? Now here we are getting this one. SR is referring to what there? This particular one. That's okay, fine. Meanwhile, what is going to be happen here now? Now thread 2 is performing like what operation here now? Again, the thread 2 is coming to this the same operation here now. Thread 2 is performing what operation here now? Same operation here now. When thread 2 is performing same operation. I think somewhere else I missed it. Okay, let me check it. When it is performing the content here, thread 2 is performing the same operation here. When a thread 2 is performing that operation, yes, perfect. But str is assigned to this particular one here. How we are going to get it now? Str is assigned to this one here. It is, I think, is terminated. Str is equal to str plus software. Str is equal to str plus solutions that we provided here. Now it is performing like what the same str here we are using. Str to this one. If it is available, it's okay, well and good. But how? str is equal to str plus software here we provided. It's okay. The output we are getting it, it's okay, well and good, but how it is going on? If I take separately string str to string str3, explanation will be very simple. Easily we can do that. But the same str I have taken here. Str is equal to str plus like this. 1 minute. Let me check it. Now, for example, thread2 is coming there. If it is modifying the data inconsistency will come. But the point is what there on the original object only that str2 is performing the operation. Original object is what there? Str. This str is what there? This one. On original data only that thread2 is also performing the operation. One minute, 1 minute. Durga here we have taken same program. Thread2 is performing str is equal to str plus software is also be doing that operation. That means actually then let me check it. What is the idea here? I'm telling to you that second thread must take the data from this Durga only. It should not take the data from what there Durga software. But where I'm might be getting confusion. No, str is equal to str plus software are given. Means that new object reference is assigned to what back now? Str. That means old object reference must be terminated. Sir, got it or not? Got terminated in the sense str is referring what their new object here. When it is referring new object, second thread is getting the data is what Durga software. Over it has to perform again software. Now it is moving on to what their data inconsistency. Now, but here we got that output data consistency. I have to check back. I have to check back. Okay, do one thing. Let me check even in this case also. No, instead of using, then if I use these two now, automatically they are becoming as what their local variables. Of course, local variables are okay, no problem here. Data here we are able to get the content here. Now here if I take like what there, uh, right, do one thing. Now here, if I use this is str1 and this is str2, str2, finally here I have to display what there, str2 only. Okay, let me check it once. String data, what we are getting there, previous data we are missing, so it is not possible. Directly concatenation here, direct values here we are getting without getting old data. Now here I need to use that. This is like what there, str, it's okay now. This is what there, str1, right, perfect. This is str1, this is what there, str2. Now we are able to get it. Program is right. In that way also here we are able to write it. Durga software solution, Durga software solution. That's right. We are able to get output. Right, sir. At least if we bound this one, then we are able to get it. Okay. All right, sir. Now just for simplifying the explanation point of view, I'm checking this change. But here also we are getting the same output now. Understand it now. So guys, understand it. In the first approach also we are getting output, but I will analyze it. Why we are getting that output in the first approach. But in this approach also we are able to get what there, same output. For simplification of the explanation, I am taking this change, understand it clearly. Now coming to this point here. Now here, what I am telling to you, 1 minute. What change here we have to do here? Anyway, this is going on. Just I will go for the change. 1 minute. A little bit I want to come back. Yeah, right. Now observe carefully. Now thread 1 is executing what their str is equal to 1 minute. I need to change here correspondingly. What happened? Now here this is like what their str1. This is what their str2. Now this is what their str1. Okay, right. Assume in this way, then only we are able to understand the content. Otherwise, we may get confusion. But still, it is also be going on there. No, not worry. Now observe carefully. When thread one is executing str1 is equal to str plus software, what happened there? Now Durga will be taken out. Over this Durga, it will append what their software. New string object is created. The new string object is referred by str1 variable. This is a change. Then only we can understand clearly. Okay, now here we are getting what there str1 like what there Durga software. Here we are getting it. str1 is referring that one. Okay. Now in this case, what happened here? No, 1 minute. Just give a minute of time. str1 is referring this particular one. Okay. Next one is what there. Now tell me after completion of this, that another thing is what there. Second thread is coming to like what there. Another thread is coming to the same intersection. What is that intersection here? No. str1 is equal to str plus software. Understand it clearly. Now this is like what their separate variable. Now this second thread is also be getting data from what their str. str data is what they remains same, that is Durga. Over it will perform like what their database operation. I'm sorry, operation concatenation is able to perform. So it is able to create another like what there, another object it is able to perform. There it is able to take like what there, what did I get? It is able to take no. There it is able to take again what there, Durga software. Durga software is taking. Now here it is taking like what variable here? No, str1 variable. Okay, this is another context. str1 variable is taken here. Another thread context now. Okay, for example, let me continue this. After that again I will think about it. Next one is what there. str1 is referring this one. This str1 is referring what there? This particular one. Now get the case is like what I'm telling to you. In this scenario, the point is even if we take the class level variables, we are getting output. Output we are getting, but where I'm missing that explanation. If I take this one, str is okay. String, and it is also if I declare the string like this, it's okay, str. All right, sir. Now here. Now this is like what I'm telling to you, str1. str1 is performed like this. Two copies are generated here as I declared inside this method. Two copies are generated. Observe carefully. After that, then what next one here? What we are getting there now? Inside this. Now thread one is coming to like what there? This next operation. What is that next operation here? No. str2 is equal to str1 dot solutions. str1 data is what there? Durga software. Then here what happened there? No, another new thread will be created, another new object will be created. Inside this new object, what data will be created here? No, Durga software solutions will be created. Durga software solutions will be created. Whenever this Durga software solutions is created, that is referred by what variable? No, str2 variable. str2 variable is local to what there? Thread 1. So here we are getting this value. Here Durga software solutions. Then after this, after completion of this, after understanding this particular one, what next one here we are doing there? Now the second thread. Another thread is also be performing what operation here? No, the same operation here. No. Another thread is also be performing what there? Same operation. But this thread is able to get the data from what there? From this str1, from this another thread related, another thread local. Durga software is available. Again here also be then what happened here? No, another object will be created. Another object inside this another object. What data is available here? Now tell me. Durga Software Solutions is created. Durga Software Solutions is also be created. Durga Software Solutions is also be created. Then where here, what is the reference variable value? No, str2 is generated here. That str2 is referring the same object. str2 reference value here we are getting. All right, sir, understand it clearly. So overall, these two details are going to be generated. Okay, fine. Now tell me. Now coming to this one. Now the next one is what there. First thread is coming to like what there. If it is a case, no, it will come to the all right string buffer related operations here. Observe carefully. Now first thread is coming to sb.sb. Append of software. If it is append of software, even though if we take direct new reference variable or old reference, that doesn't matter. Only one object will be created for string buffer. Understand it clearly. Now inside this, then what you are going to get here inside this. Now string buffer object here we have taken sb is equal to sb dot append of software. Already which data is available there? Durga is available. Now here this data will be overridden. This data is removed here. Then here we are able to get what data? No, Durga software. The data will be generated. Durga software. The data will be generated. Observe carefully. Then at the same time, now here what happened there? Another thread is also be accessing the same operation here. No, another thread is also accessing the same operation. Now sb dot append method here we are performing there. Now here it is performing solution. That means what data is going to be generated here to this Durga software. Now the data is like what there. Now this data will be removed here. In place of this data, what it is providing there? The data no Durga software. Durga software. It is performing the operation. All right, sir. It is performing the operation. Next one is what there. Then after that, now first thread is coming to like what there next operation. What about this next operation here? No, sb dot append method. Now it is performing what there solutions. Now here we are getting solution. Then what it is doing there? Durga software is removed here. In place of this, what data it is providing there now? Now the total data is like what there? Durga software solutions. This data here we are getting Durga software solutions. The data here we are getting there. Understand it clearly. But at the same time, that another thread is also second thread is also coming to like what there the same operation here. Now, when it is coming to the same operation, what it is providing then observe carefully. Append method is called here where solutions is provided here. Now what data here it is providing that overall data here about this now. Here we can identify Durga software solutions, and again here we are getting what their solutions here. Both of threads are completed. Now coming to this one. Now first thread is coming to like what it is doing there. System.out.println of str value. str in the sense str2 value. Understand it now. Latest value only here we are trying to display str2 value. What is that str2 value from the thread 1? Durga software solutions output here we are getting. First output is like what there? Durga software solutions. This is thread 1. Next one is thread 2 data here. What we are getting there? The thread 2 is also referring what there? The same operation here now. But system.out.println of like what there? String str2. Here we are getting there. str2 value is what there? The same Durga software solutions here we are getting the data. 1 minute. Let me Check it. Durga software solutions. The data here we are getting. After that, after that, now observe carefully. First thread is coming to like what there after this. No, it will come to the same. Session outed println of string buffer SB here we are getting. String buffer SB. String buffer SB data is what their final data. No, the total final data is like what there. Durga software solutions software then what next one here? No, solutions, and what next one here? Solutions. Like this here we are getting this Durga software solution two times here we are getting. Next one is second thread is also be coming to this location here. The second thread is also be providing what data? The same data, whatever the data here we are getting. Now inside this what we are getting there? Durga software solution. Like this here we are getting the data. Okay, then finally that both the threads are complete their execution, they are going to be in what there? The data state here. Finally the threads are going to be completed clearly. Okay, just I'm giving this is an idea. Because of this idea only we are getting what the data consistency. But whatever the program I have written, whatever the flow of execution I have discussed with you, little bit changes are available. Yeah, strictly speaking, I prepared this diagram for the sake of output only. Understand it here. For generating output for your understanding purpose only, I prepared this diagram. But let me rethink about this entire flow again at some other time. I will discuss with you that exact flow of execution. Yes, sir, got it or not? But I need to check it. Why? Because that variation is going on in the method area, in method area objects, that variation is going on or not. If any unknown point is involved in this particular process or not, let me check once again. But idea I'm giving how the threads are going to be executed, how threads are going to generate these objects, how they are going to pick the data from the respective object, how string is providing like what there thread safe, that means thread safe operation, how string buffer is providing what there unthread safe operation, that idea given. But still I'm telling there this flow of execution is not that means is creating this flow of execution I prepared just for the sake of getting outputs only as per our knowledge. But I need to check again, I need to check once again here how it is going to be happen there as per the program. Previously I given one program or not. Inside this program here what I have done here, without declaring these variables, of course by declaring these variables also we got output. Finally we are getting output, that's okay, fine. Finally we are getting what there? Output here. I'm not going to think about it. Finally we are getting output, but without generating these outputs also, in this mechanism also here we have to get output as is. There we have to get output as is. But where it is missing? Definitely somewhere else I missed it. Where it is missing, I need to check once. I'll discuss about this point again now. Yes, sir, got it now. But meanwhile, if you're interested, I will keep this flow of execution in our document. If you're not interested, I will not give it. Depends on you. Just model. This is a model. But don't trace pin to pin program to this flow of execution. You may get confusion if you compare it. But for the model sake, for the sake of the model, what I'm telling there, like these objects are created in the case of string. That's why data consistency is coming. But because of only one object for the string buffer, data inconsistency is coming. That is a point here. That only that point we can understand. Okay, better than I'm going to give this diagram in the document here just for verification purpose only, but don't to trace pin to pin from the program and what there this particular content here. But just as a model, as a model output point of view only we can take it. As a got it now. Then might be some unknown points are involved in this internal concepts. Let me check one more time. If I got the clear cut idea on it, definitely on that immediately I'll explain the total process to you. No need to worry for it. Okay. Right, sir. Leave this total content here. This is about like what there. All right, sir. Use immutable objects over what there mutable objects. Use immutable objects over what there mutable objects. Content here I'm giving clearly. Leave this one. Then after that, what next one here? No synchronization. Is it time up? No. Okay. Right. Don't worry. Then I will discuss about this topic on tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see that synchronization, the most important topic in entire multi-threading. This total thread safety is somewhat depth. What we are understanding there. Synchronization we have to understand clearly. So I will discuss about this content tomorrow. Don't miss this topic also. Synchronization, okay, the topic is required, mandatory. Inter-thread communication is also a little bit content we are going to understand, don't worry for it. Right, sir, just take few minutes break and come back now. I'll start advanced Java class today. Right, take few minutes grab.